What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Afan, and today we're gonna watch a South Park compilation. Dark humor, offensive jokes, funny moments. That's pretty much the entire South Park show, really. The entire thing is offensive and dark humor. I love it, though. When I first came to America, that was my friends told me to watch this. I was still in high school at that point. And they said that it would help me understand the American culture a bit because I was new to America. And also my sense of humor is kind of along those lines as well. I do have that dark sense of humor. So yeah, my friends were like, this is literally your humor. And also it'll help you understand. So watch it. And I watched the whole thing and I loved it. And I've been thinking about doing compilations to shows that I have already seen in movies as well. So Breaking Bad, Doctor Who, Stranger Things, so on and so forth. You know, I'll watch stuff like that for those movies and shows as well. I kind of started my journey with TV shows and stuff in America with South Park. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start this new kind of series on the channel. So let me start it with the thing that I actually started with, you know, in America. So here we go. I've not seen this video. I literally asked my cousin to send me a South Park compilation video and he sent me this. So I've not seen this particular video is what I mean. I'm fairly certain I've seen this scene that is on my screen right now. I know exactly what's going to happen here. But yeah, let's see how this one goes. Without any further ado, a Mountain Dew. Here we go.
Toshiba Handybook?
Yep, I know this one.
Everything the iPad does at half the price.
Mom, do not screw me over again. If I take that thing to school, everyone's going to think I'm a poverty-stricken asshole.
Eric, stop.
Peer pressure is
You can either have the Toshiba Handybook.
it's a real problem in America. Not just America, everywhere really, but it's extra strong in America.
Condoms, because we should at least be safe if you're going to fuck me, Mom. Eric, you might as well go buy some cigarettes too, because I like to have a smoke after I get good.
Oh no.
You want to fuck me, Mom? Just say
This is
so.
not good. I'm sick.
Ahead, here. Huh?
Oh no.
Fuck me right here in the best bath. You want to fuck yourself in the bed?
This guy, Eric Cartman, takes it too far, man. You know, I'm going to stop right there and share a little story with you guys, because that's very relatable. I grew up quite poor, so I did not have any of the new gadgets or anything like that, because, well, we simply couldn't afford them. So I got my phone when I was 16 years old. It was iPhone 2, or I don't know what it was called, the second iPhone that was ever made. It was my brother's, so then he handed it off to me. And the newest iPhone that it was released at the time was the iPhone 6 Plus, I believe. No, 5 Plus. Which one? The Plus one, whichever one the long one was. The new, like the big one. Before this, they didn't have the big ones. This for like the new big one. So my brother got that one, and then he had the iPhone 2 or second gen, I don't know what it was called. So he gave me that one. When I took it to school, a lot of people laughed at me. They were like, oh my God, you have a phone from like the 80s or whatever, which, you know, I totally understand. It didn't really bother me because for me, it was going from no phone to an iPhone. That was a huge leap, but I can totally understand how it would bother someone who I suppose didn't have the upbringing I had. I had a tough upbringing, so like I can take a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like I said, in America in particular, people care about material things a lot more than where I come from, which makes sense because, you know, it's capitalism. Everything is marketed in a way that you really want it, you know what I mean? Everything. All right, let's move on to the next one. Actually, no, next clip as well. Terrence and Phillip. Oh man, I love the Canadians.
What is 5 times 2? Yes, Clyde.
12?
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete retard. Anyone? Come on, don't be shy.
I think I know the answer, Mr. Garrison. Shut up, fat boy. All right, don't call me fat.
I was so confused about this word, by the way.
Word?
Jew?
Jew?
You can't say fuck in school, you fucking fat ass.
Kyle.
Why the fuck not?
Eric.
You just said fuck again.
Stanley.
Ooh,
Kenny.
what's the big deal? It doesn't hurt anybody. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck.
How would you like to go see the school counselor?
How would you like to suck my balls?
Mr. Garrison? Oh, he didn't say Mr. Garrison.
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was...
He says it the second time around. All right, lovely. Ooh, yeah, so about the R word. In school, we had like a whole campaign against like spread the word to end the word, which was about the R word. And I mean, I learned not to say it, but I was so confused. Like, but they said it in South Park. But yeah, the thing to keep in mind with shows like South Park is context matters a lot. And they're just joking, you know. It's satire, it's commentary on what's happening. So it's important to keep that in mind. And then there's the whole Jew thing. Eric Cartman, you know. Ye would love Eric Cartman, won't he? I don't know what's happening with that guy. It's unfortunate. It's not just the Jews. I mean, it's a lot of people. It's towards my people as well. I have experienced it as well. I'm a Muslim, by the way. So particularly with kids, because kids don't really understand how much words could actually hurt. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's move on. I remember this one as well. I just talked about the R word. Come on, bro. Oh, Mr. Garrison has no chill.
Retard baby fish crawled with its mutant fish hands, and it had butt sex with a squirrel or something and made this. Retard frog squirrel. And then that had a retard baby, which was a monkey fish frog. This monkey fish frog had butt sex with that monkey, and that monkey had a mutant retard baby and screwed another monkey, and that made you.
It's the shot of the kids, you know, when they pan to the kids.
You're the retarded offspring of 5 monkeys having butt sex with fish.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Mr. Garrison. Or I guess Mrs. or Miss, or I don't know what he goes by these days. Oh, man. That is just perfect explanation. I don't really have anything to say about that other than when I first heard about the theory of evolution, I thought it was stupid as well. Very similar to how this person feels about it. And it's quite relatable because like I said, I'm a Muslim. So as a Muslim, we believe in the, whole Adam and Eve thing. But I mean, if science is able to prove this, then who am I to dispute it, right? This is hilarious, though.
Shit!
Yeah. So I saw, this is something that I had never ever seen before or heard before or anything like that until I saw it here. And then I saw another YouTuber. I think there's a YouTuber. It's a girl. She has Tourette's as well. And it's not really always curse words. It's actually mostly not curse words.
Good morning, Eric.
Did Carmen just say shitballs to the principal? You didn't hear? Well, Carmen has some mental disease called
Tourette syndrome, yeah. This is a real thing. It was, man, I'm fascinated by the human mind, man.
Excuse me, everyone. I guess you might have noticed my awkward tics. Asshole! Pussy asshole!
He's such an asshole, I swear.
I just want you to know that I can control
Eric Cartman.
It's okay, Eric. We all understand and we think you're very brave.
He's faking.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, like I said, it's so interesting to me, the way the human mind works, I recently learned about Chuck McGill from Better Call Saul, the mental illness that he has. It's amazing how complicated and weird the human brain is, and the way it works. Now, this next clip, oh my God, if this is what I think this is like easily the most horrible clip out of all of these.
He's faking.
Truth is that with the power of Jesus Christ, you can be normal. Now, just to make sure you don't slip up while in camp, we assign every camper an accountability buddy.
It is. Oh my goodness.
Ryan thought he could never change.
This is not funny. This is not funny. This is not funny. This isn't. It's the. I'm not laughing at that. It's funny because the guy doesn't give a shit. The guy does not care, just isn't even fazed. He just walks past it like as if nothing has happened. It makes me angry and also makes me want to laugh. That's why I say context matters a lot, because this is horrible what we just saw, but it's funny. Like I said, the funny part is the fact that the guy is speaking with so much confidence and he's like teaching Butters, who's, by the way, the most naive and innocent character in the entire show. And then that happens. Like, that is just not the thing you expect to see. And while we are on the topic, if you are someone who might be having a tough time, might be struggling, reach out to someone. There's always someone around you who's willing to talk, who's willing to help. And you can talk to me too. I'm willing to talk if you need someone to talk to. My socials are there. Hit me up on Insta, Twitter, whatever's convenient for you. But I would really encourage you, though, to reach out to your family and friends and those you might have been sort of apart from all this time. I mean, we're right around Christmas time, you know, and then there's New Year's afterwards. So I think this is like the perfect opportunity, really, to rekindle with your friends or family because it's sort of like a natural, seamless sort of an event. It's Christmas and New Year's. Like I said, it's a holiday, so people are meeting anyways. So it wouldn't, because it can be very tough to bring two people that don't particularly get along, bring them together. So when you have an event such as Christmas or New Year's, and it's an event where people meet anyways, it makes it a lot easier to take that first step. And I do encourage you to take that first step. And I've seen way too many people, particularly on this side of the world in America. I see this a lot. Where I come from, I rarely see this. I see this a lot in America. I see people are estranged from their family, from their parents, brothers and sisters. They hate each other. Childhood friends no longer talk to each other. And I mean, these relationships are beautiful, man. These relationships are what make life worth it. And I understand not everyone has that great of an experience with their, you know, friends or family and stuff like that. And sometimes it's actually good that you are away from those people because those people can be very toxic. But majority of time, from what I've seen, it's mostly miscommunication and misunderstandings. And if you can just sit down and talk about things, you can work it out, man. And I wish you guys all the best, but I really hope that you would, if you are someone who might be going through it, just reconsider and give it another go. And like I said, I was going to say my doors are always open, but my DMs are always open to you. So you can reach out to me and we'll chat as well. Just about random stuff. It has to be nothing in specific. We'll just talk, you know. And if there's this thing that you have always wanted to do, but for some reason never really got around to doing it, go ahead and do it. Just start right now. Just start that thing that you want to do. Start small, baby steps, make progress, make small targets, small goals for yourself, and keep hitting them, you know? But keep the goals realistic. If it's losing weight, getting in shape, or if it's like building a toy, or if it's going somewhere on a trip, or if it's playing a certain sport or video game or whatever, anything. If it's your hobby is to sing or learn an instrument or anything really, just start right now. Just start right now and take the small baby steps. And like I said, keep the goals achievable and keep hitting them. And once you hit them, set the next achievable goal. Once you hit that, set the next, and keep going. You know, let me show you right here. You see that guitar right there? That's not mine. That was actually given to me by my uncle as a gift. That was his, and then he gave it to me. I don't really know how to play a guitar, and I got that, and I've been playing it. Yeah, I guess you could call what I do playing, but I'm learning how to do it. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm talking to my uncle. He knows how to play as well. And slowly but surely, I'll get there one day, right? So I have small, achievable goals, and it's fun. It's actually it's really fun, but you know. But yeah, it doesn't have to be anything like that. Anything, really. Anything that you've always wanted to do. I always wanted to kickbox. I started doing that when I was in high school as well. Actually, when I first came to America, I started to gain weight, and I just couldn't control it because the food here is a bit more unhealthy than the food that I was used to, and also I didn't have much food there. So I started to gain weight, and then I set a goal to lose the weight, and I'm still kind of fat, and I'm definitely way more comfortable in my body now than I was before. And I started, like I said, I did that through kickboxing. So I would go to the gym and I would spar, and then I would work out afterwards as well. And I never stopped it. I actually built a gym in my basement, and I have a heavy punching bag, and I have weights, and I have all that stuff there, treadmills, and I pretty much built a whole gym down there. Every morning I do it now. It's so much fun. I feel like my day is incomplete when I don't work out. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like these glasses. When I don't have them on, I feel like I'm naked. Do you know what I mean? Even though I'm trying my best not to have them on anymore because I don't really need these anymore. And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, you know? Yay. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
Shit, douchebag! And it means a lot that you're standing here apologizing with your dad and lovely mother. Fat Jew! Jew bitch! Oh,
Like I said, Yay and Eric would get along really well. Come on, bro.
Now piss out my ass!
yeah! Piss out your ass right onto Kyle's mom's fat fucking Jew face! Goodness, Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad one. Oh, yeah, it was indeed.
Hey, Cal, could I come in for a second? Why? I've been doing a lot of thinking about what you said at Walmart. You're right, Cal. I'm fat. All these years you telling me and me saying, no, I'm big boned, or no, that's just muscle. It was always just me living in denial. I'm fucking fat, Cal. I'm fucking fat as fucking fuck.
You know, this should be like sad, but it's just hilarious because of who this piece of shit is, Eric Cartman. You know, I understand there are certain people who are struggling and who cannot lose weight, and that's just how they are, and have some conditions that, you know, make them the way they are. But this guy, I mean, if you've seen the show, you know this guy's horrible. So instead of feeling bad for him, you just want to laugh at him, do you know what I mean? Which in itself is kind of sad.
And there, do something!
What the hell do you want me to do?
I want you to have some balls and act like you care about me!
Heidi, you need to stop being such a bitch.
Uh-oh.
Call me a bitch again.
Go on, do it, bruh.
Do it. Call me a bitch again.
You are acting like a bad girlfriend.
There you go.
Nielsen. Go ahead and send in
Very well done, Cartman. Oh, no, shit.
Eric, Mr. Nielsen is concerned about how you respond to little people.
Oh, did I hurt its little feelings? You know, you think you have the power to make me insecure, but your words are actually completely powerless. If we could get like 8 of these, we could dress them all.
8 of these?
Right? And then put them in a pond.
Come on.
You see? No matter
Hands
what
on
you
face.
say, I'm still standing. Barely.
That's not funny.
How you act, I can rise above it. Rise above it. Get it? Shut your fucking mouth.
Mr. Nielsen!
He didn't get to me. I was just joking. Look how its face gets all red.
Look.
Little strawberry.
Ah, Cardman. All right, yeah. I just talked about this. Look, we like to pretend words don't hurt, but they do. They have weight and have an impact on us, you know? I don't know why people just like to pretend like they're okay. But if something offends you, stand up for yourself and, you know, speak. And Eric Cartman, I mean, he is just a horrible child. Because let's keep that in mind. He is a child at the end of the day. I don't even know what else to say about that, man.
Hey, it looks like one of those Ethiopians. What's your name, dude? Marvin. I think he said his name is Marvin.
Yeah, Starvin' Marvin.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, hon?
We found an Ethiopian. Can we keep him?
Sure, hon.
Sweet. You get to eat all you want for only $6.99. That's why we all come here on Tuesday nights. Except for Kenny's family, because to them, $6.99 is 2 years' income.
Yep. Ha 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 ha. So laugh at the poor people. Like I said, that was me growing up.
Oh, food's here. That's it for the appetizers.
The look on that kid's face. It's like, that's actual food you're throwing away.
Pat, pat. This is the time of year you're supposed to share.
Marvin, I swear.
Right. Are you going to eat all of your peach cobbler? No, you don't want that.
Oh, lovely. The look on his face. So yeah, pretty much how kids are, by the way, you know, and it's time to share. I don't want to share. If you want something they have, no, sharing is not caring. But if they want something you have, all of a sudden sharing's caring. But yeah, the thing about the African kids, see, here's the thing. Like I said, where I come from, there are kids that are dying of hunger too. And it's very similar to how it is in Africa. But the thing about the African situation is that it's so overused. And it's so like all over the place that even where I come from, so we have this system, I guess you could call it, every dinner time or meal time, dinner is only at night, we basically, whatever we cook, we take a portion of it and put it on the side. And that is for these kids that are orphans or don't have a family or, you know, just are poor, have a family, but they're just poor and they cannot afford food and stuff like that. And what they do is they go around the houses and they knock on the doors and everybody knows this. So like people just have the food ready packed and they just give it to them. And by the end, all these kids come together in the local like masjid, and they bring all the food together. So you have a lot of food, and so a lot of families are fed that way. It's like a really beautiful system in my opinion. And it's like a unwritten rule that you do that, and everybody does that. Everybody that can, by the way. So if you cannot do that, you don't have to do that, obviously. But everybody that can do that does do that, and that's how kids are fed. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because those kids who don't have food to eat and are going around houses and collecting that extra food that people give away, when they are ungrateful, guess what their parents or whoever their guardian is tell them? They tell them that you're being ungrateful for this food that you're given, and you should keep in mind that there are kids in Africa who are starving to death. These kids, who themselves are starving to death, are being told that. So it's so overdone. So I kind of get their point here. But at the same time, that is a situation in Africa, and it's horrible. And like I said, as much as you can do, go ahead and do it. You know, it's something that, like I said, that's how I was brought up. So it's a mindset that I have. Whenever I can, I do give. And I can't always give because I have seen the firsthand impact of giving. I have actually seen these kids being fed and taken care of. If you just take out a little portion, and if every single person does that, it becomes a huge meal that can feed a lot of kids. Trust me, I have literally seen it with my own eyes. So yeah, a little bit of charity goes a long, long way. Now let's move on to the next one.
Now back to Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, I know this one. Okay, let's do this.
Making it all the way to the bonus round.
Thanks.
So this one was kind of confusing for me too, because when I first came to America, I didn't really understand what was going on here. And then my friend explained it to me.
Everybody watching in South Park?
That's us.
Hey!
Oh, Randy.
Hey, Randy!
Hey, good luck. Well, let's see if you can't make everyone proud.
Oh, and he makes them prouder.
Who annoy you. Okay. As always, we give you the
There we
letters
go.
R, T, S, L, and E.
Okay, I'd like a B, an N, and a G.
And the vowel?
An O, please.
Okay, well, looks like you're going to get a lot of help here. Category is people who annoy you. Audience, keep quiet, please.
Don't do it. Don't.
Well,
10 seconds.
It's the camera. It's the guy behind the camera that sends me every time.
all right, I solved the puzzle.
The look on everyone's face. He said it with so much confidence. He said it with his chest. The look on the presenter's face. Ooh, indeed.
Naggers, of course.
Of course, yeah, people who annoy you. That was the hint.
Cut to, can we cut to a...
I feel like you should have cut to commercial like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't really understand that when I first saw it. And I talked to my friends, and they explained the importance to me, the historical importance as well. And obviously I learned more about it in history classes and stuff like that. And then I learned that, okay, that's a word that we should definitely not say. Like I said, there are words that have a lot of weight, and they can be very hurtful. This is one of them. And so from that on day, I was like, okay, so that's a word that you shouldn't ever say, which was quite easy for me because, like I said, this wasn't even a thing where I come from. So like that word was never in my vocabulary. It was never really a problem for me. But apparently it is an issue here in America. Some people just can't seem to keep that word out of their mouth. All right.
I think it's best that when
Next
the time
clip.
comes for the mall to open, you should stay back a bit from the doors. Why? Well, think about it.
Is this the video game?
You're going to have to take on the brunt of the holiday shoppers from the main entrance.
I believe this might be the video game.
Scott Malkinson go first. While they fight, we can simply slip on by. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but Butters and Scott won't...
I like how he gave him a flower.
Yes, that's true.
Eric
but
Cartman,
let's face
the
it,
strategist.
This is all about you and me getting PlayStations. The rest are simply there to help us get
He's
through...
lying to you. They're just acting like they've given up, but it's a double bluff.
Dude!
The panic!
Ray, who the Red Robin was, he got the idea watching Game of Thrones.
Dude, shut the fuck up! Who is that?
The panic in Cartman's voice.
They're gonna lock you in.
God damn it, shut
Oh, I might do a reaction to the Red Wedding, actually. Oh, that's a horrible
They're gonna
event.
lock you in the Red Robin and then go get all the Xbox.
The Red Robin.
He wants you to stay back from the doors.
Well, why don't you just tell the whole world everything, huh? Why don't you tell everyone what Prometheus was about while you're at it?
I haven't
I
seen
don't
it.
know about this. Dude, we're not gonna betray you. Come on. Did you see Prometheus? I don't think the writers even knew what that was about.
I like how he's
Kyle
trying
know
to change the
about this?
subject.
Kyle thought of it. Stan, dude, hold on. Xbox One is fucking sweet.
Xbox One is sweet.
You're a fucking asshole.
Fuck you, get out of my garden.
I'll shit in your fucking...
Go fuck yourself.
Don't challenge Cartman with that. You know he'll shit there. If you remember that episode with Mr. Garrison, he shits on his table just to get out of a fight. Oh my goodness. So the last clip was about console wars. PS5 versus Xbox One, or just PlayStation versus Xbox versus Nintendo. Although I don't really think the Nintendo folk care about this all that much. I think it's mostly just PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. And it's just stupid. Like, just play with whatever you like. You know, man, people here have so much free time that they argue about which toy is better. How about take that toy and play with it rather than arguing about which one's better? It pisses me off because there are literally people who would kill to have that and can't because they simply cannot afford it. Trust me, I know I was one of those kids. Stop arguing and have fun. You have no idea how fortunate you are. But anyways, yeah, it was a lovely compilation. And yeah, some jokes at the expense of others. Some jokes about poverty. Like I said, I grew up poor. It's not that bad, honestly. It's definitely easier when you have money. Life becomes easier when you have money. I'll not, tell you like, oh, money is bad or whatever. It's not. It's a necessity, unfortunately. And if you don't have it, you're going to struggle. So if you have it, life is much easier. But I'll say this much, though. As someone who was poor and I'm not rich by any means, but I'm not poor anymore either. My happiness levels have not really been impacted by that at all. What has impacted my happiness and my mental health and even physical health is my friends and my family. That's why I was so adamant on trying to make you guys connect with people. You know what I mean? Because I'm an introvert, by the way, so I'm super antisocial. And I'm telling you, go out and talk to people. So that should tell you something right there. I, the guy who likes being quiet, I was always a kid sitting in the back of the room, never really speaking to anyone because I was just afraid to speak. I had sort of anxiety. And boy, do I wish I hadn't done that. Boy, do I wish that I had gone to people and made more friends. I made friends. It's not like I didn't have any friends. The fortunate thing for me was that I realized quite quickly and quite early on in my life that it's hard to start talking to random people, but it's actually very satisfying at the same time. I don't want to do it, but when I do it, I'm having a lot of fun and I'm enjoying it a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love being with people that I already know. I hate meeting new people. But in my head, I then was like, well, how are these people that I already know how are they gonna exist? Like, how did they come into my life? Well, they were new people, random people at some point, and I talked to them, and then they became my friends or whatever, right? So I have to talk to people because to miss out on a relationship simply because you're afraid, I think that's time wasted and your life wasted as well, honestly. And trust me, please, I cannot stress this enough. I literally am sweating my ass off when I'm trying to talk to people. That's how anxious I get, and that's how difficult it is for me to start conversation, but I still push myself to do it because I know the reward. I know if this person turns out to be a great guy and we end up being friends for very long periods of time, it's worth it. That initial hesitance and nervousness and anxiousness, it's all worth it. So yeah, money can make life very easy, but money cannot bring you happiness, you have to do that yourself. And I've found that it comes mostly from socializing, and which is, like I said, which is very surprising. I found that when I found that out about myself, I was so surprised. As an antisocial person, as someone who's afraid of speaking to new people, I find it oddly satisfying when I speak to a friend. And obviously, there's a spectrum, right? There are people all the way here, and then there are people in the center, and there are people over there. And maybe I'm not all the way at one end or the other. Maybe I'm somewhere in the middle. But I'm definitely not this confident when I'm speaking to an actual human being. When I have an actual human being in front of me, I am not like this. I am very quiet, very reserved. But yeah, point is, go out, man. Meet people, have fun, enjoy your life. And if you're going through a rough patch in your life, hang in there, man. It's hard. It's definitely hard. I will not sugarcoat it. It's very difficult. But it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think it's very worth it. I think the struggles and the hardships, they make us who we are, and they make us stronger and better. At least it did for me. Now, I'm just speaking from personal experience. You might not be like me, and not might. You definitely will be different than me, because everyone is different in their own way. So cannot be a one-to-one comparison, obviously, me and you. But we're both humans, so there has to be more in common between us, right? Than not. At least that's what I believe. Anyways, yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this. Reminded me some of my high school days. Speak of it as if it was like 50 years ago. It was just a few years ago. Anyways, yeah, this was my first exposure to sort of American media. And I loved it, man. Like I said, I understand jokes. I know jokes. I get it. That's why nothing will ever offend me. Trust me, I myself have been told some of the most horrible things you can ever imagine. Not as a joke, but seriously. So I completely get it. I completely get these jokes, and I understand what they're trying to say. I understand the commentary, and I actually appreciate it because it is needed in this horrible yet beautiful world that we live in. Anyways, that's that for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do let me know if there's other stuff that you would like me to see. Stuff like this. I mean, I'm only going to see small clips from shows and movies that I have seen already, because to see clips from shows and movies that I haven't seen is just, I think that's that just ruins the whole show. Do you know what I mean? I'd just rather see the show and then watch the clips. Do you know what I mean? So all the stuff that I have seen already, let me know what you would like me to see next. I will be doing Family Guy next. That's another show that I have seen. I haven't seen the entire show, by the way, but I've seen a lot of it. And that's another show that I absolutely love. It's very similar to South Park. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, check out some of the other stuff. I'm doing like full-length movies as well, and TV shows and stuff like that. Not just doing this. This is actually my first video on this channel that is like this. And if you just want me to do more like this, like I said, let me know and I'll do it. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Drop a like on this one. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice holiday. Yeah?